basically going to be discussed. We are discussing about the fundamentals of accounts and finance. Basically, finance is a part of economics. Finance being emerged out as a separate faculty in the 1975 to 1980s area. So today also when I say that I am a doctorate in finance, people are considering me from the economic side. But when economics are being applied from some different view, it is known as a finance. So when we try to talk about finance, I think the presentation is going to be some way different way. I think you are in a position to see the slide, bookkeeping, accounting and accountancy. Friends? Okay. So here I have taken the broad terms of accountancy. So you can say that bookkeeping is basically covered under the bigger circle, accounting is smaller circle, and accountancy is the smallest circle. So accountancy is basically the overall objectives of the business parameters. So when we say the accountancy, it includes the own use and regulations applicable for the accountancy parameters. It means that the financial statements are being prepared by the particular firm which are get audited, and based on which the bankers are going to take the decision whether to grant the loan or not. Employees can also decide whether to continue in the job or not. Because if we come across that the company is running into the continuous losses, then then an individual person would like to be leave the job or find out another job. Accounting. Accounting is basically the process where combinations of the common characteristics are being done. As our group of students are paramedical and also the non-commerce background. So you know that whenever you go on a traveling or something, you keep a small paper in your pocket or something and you write down the traveling expense, then food expense, then certain show expense you are paying like that. So that is basically known as the summarizing and classification. The very important thing is that accounting, whatever the people of accounting are saying, the number of transactions are there. Based on my postdoctoral research of 5 years after my PhD, and which is entered into the modern approach of the accounting has come. There I come across that 99.9% cases, 99.9% there are only 13 type of transactions. So you can say that the types of transactions are 13 only, but the repeated transactions have been occurred. So whenever those repeated transactions have been happened, those are going to be recorded by the bookkeeping. And this is one of the very important point to happen in the industry at large. Now here I say, I think you are now capable enough to see the second slide, accountancy. Yes. Okay. So accountancy is basically act as a language of finance. It is a language of finance. It means that it gives you the idea that from where money came and where money have been gone. Like your parents also, or as an individual also, you are trying to make certain summarization that what is the income received by us. Now income is received by you in three different parameters. Number one, let us say person may be employed somewhere, so he is getting a regular remuneration. person may be involved in the trade, manufacturing and trade. Then you get the profit. Third is going to be the person is involved in the professional services. Then you get the professional individual income. So broadly speaking, income is one type, but within the income, number of characteristics are more. Second point is happen, there is an event is taken place. Those events needs to be converted into the economical event. Like we can say that the death of the managing director of a company is a very important, very significant event having taken place, but you are not in a position to monetize it. So accountancy looks towards the economical event. So any event happen should be satisfied with the four type of the criteria. Number one, there should be two party. You cannot send the goods to yourself. So there must be two party, like you and grocery shopkeeper. That is number one, there should be two party. Number two, one of the party must have fulfilled the transactions. Like you go to the grocery shopkeeper nearby to your home, with whom you are regularly working, and you are telling him that you can send 10 kilogram of gold, 10 kilogram of rice to my home, and that 10 kilogram of rice he will be sending to your home. So the moment he delivered the 10 kilogram rice to you, you are bound to make the payment of, assume the price is rupees 30 per kilo. So you are bound to make the payment of rupees 300 to grocery shopkeeper. And grocery shopkeeper say that he is supposed to receive from you rupees 300. So there is a two party, you and the grocery shopkeeper. Number two, one of the party have fulfilled the obligation, means grocery shopkeeper have fulfilled the obligations by providing you the 10 kilogram of rice. Number three, it should be converted into the monetary terms. So you are saying it is priced at rupees 30. So you are recording the transactions as rupees 300. Number four, very important point, that the transaction should be legal, ethical and moral. Very important point. Legal, ethical and moral. Now we are in the state of Gujarat, which is a dry state. Now if you buy some banned item by the government of Gujarat, then you cannot record it in your books of account. At a 4-year, punishment catch you because you have not wear the helmet as you. And he say that there is going to be the penalty, say rupees 500 rupees. If you pay the rupees 500, you get a legal receipt, then you can record it in a books of account. But during the course of this discussion, you and me normally we have a habit that we try to make some dialogue with the punishment and we try to show the transactions at rupees 200. So that you are feeling you are saving 300 rupees. That man is assuming he is getting a 200 rupees in his pocket free of cost. Now in this case, the transaction is illegal. So you cannot record it in the transaction in the books of account. So any economical event can be recorded in the books of account if the four conditions are fulfilled. I think it's clear to every one of you. So it is a monetary transaction. Now once you do the accountancy and you record everything, then you classifying the thing according to the normal nature. Like as a hospital, healthcare sector, you can say that you are buying a nursing item. You can say you are buying certain type of drugs, bottles and something like that. So in that case, they are going to be the separate criteria are being decided, like antibacterial drug, anti-malaria drugs, because antibacterial also number of type of drugs are coming. But hospital wants to know that what is the utilization of the requirement of the or cost happen of the antibacterial drugs, anti-malaria drugs. So it is known as a summation. So it gives the overall idea that who is buying the certain medicines, keeping its stock, and reasons into get the expiry date, so cannot be further used. So it's provide the feedback to the management. Then it's giving you the financial reasons. Financial reasons are basically of two types. Very importantly, number one, you would like to know what is the weekly, daily or yearly profit is happen. In commercial words, it is known as profit. But for the cooperative society, profit is considered as a kind word. Okay? So they are saying surplus of income over expense. So that is known as status of the organization. Recordation have been done. So summarizing done. And proper sheets of accounts have been done. This recordation is basically an art. So what we can say that accounting is basically done with an intention to earn the profit. Every businessman, every non-commercial organizations, if viewed would like to know what is the profit they have earned. Okay. Now, what are the surplus they have over the expenses? So it is earnings of profit, which is supposed to maximize the weight of the individual person. Let us understand what is weight. There is a difference between the asset and weight. Non-commerce students, let me understand very clearly there is a difference between the two terms, asset and weight. Asset means, let us go by the example, that you have purchased the flat, apartment in rupees 25 lakhs rupees. So, apartment value is 25 lakhs. So, your asset value is 25 lakhs. Assume that you have borrowed the 15 lakhs rupees from the bank as the housing loan. So, the net asset of yours is 10 lakh rupees. Correct? Because 10 lakh rupees is given by you. So, 10 lakh rupees is considered as the weight. Point number 3. Assume that today morning you have purchased a flat by paying 25 lakh rupees on transactions having completed today. Today evening, something have been happened. And one of the person have come to you and said that I am giving you 28 lakhs rupees. You send in this flat which you have purchased it because I am just staying next to your door. He is offering 3 lakh rupees more. So in that case, you may be selling the home at 28 lakh rupees, but you are not supposed to pay back to the banker more than 15 lakhs. So your weight, because banker cannot ask for the more money or the less money when the realization is there. The agreement have been taken place up to 15 lakhs rupees today morning. So you have to pay back the 15 lakhs rupees. So your weight is 28 lakh minus 15 lakhs stands to 13 lakhs rupees. So it is the people coming together for common purpose. So that is what we say, that two brothers are joining the hand together and start the textile merchant business in the Ratanpur area. So they are coming together. So that is known as the partnership firm. When a particular person is an individual person and he starts his own firm, then it is known as the sole proprietorship firm. Very categorically. When they are going to be, the number of people are putting the money in the business in the form of equity shares. That's what you are, as a Gujarati, you are doing. Bombay Stock Exchange and something, you are purchasing the share and selling the shares. So they are known as shareholders. So those on shareholders have joined together with a common purpose to get the profit in the form of dividend. So business cannot earn in isolation. You cannot say that I can earn my business without the support of the society at night. You are part and parcel of the society. Second point, we have to keep it always in mind that business is separate from its owner, which is one of the very important point. Let us take a very simple example of a Marwari. Okay. If someone in Marwari, don't take it personal, but Marwari examples have always been good to understand the concept. As you know that if someone is expired, the peppermint take the ring and everything from the dead body, or some Marwari type of people, if there is a what you can say, the silver teeth are there, they also remove it because it's costly. So what happens? Individual is separate from his asset. In the same way, business is separate from its owner. So in Ahmedabad, we have the few shops which are 150 years old. Does not mean that the same person is running the shop since that's 150 years. No. The shop is being today run by the 32 years old boy, 32 years person. But he said that it is being started by my grandfather and we are running this business. So that is known as business entity concept. And that business entity concept do the business activity or the social activity at night. So this is what we say that business having taken place. Now units of the business is accounting. So accounting is basically the language of business, where we are going to be how the resources are limited. And there are the multiple uses are there. You must knowing that now today when the Tata Group have taken over the Air India, they have the resources are limited. So they had the alternatives were available, whether to go ahead with our Air India buy or to do something different. So resources have the multiple use. Like Tata have the third airline having started. As you know, Vista, Air Asia, and now Air India. So all resources are limited and is having multiple use. So accounting tries to say that do we manage our resources in the efficient and effective way or not? So that is the management of resources. So when it comes across that somewhere the company is not using the resources in the proper way, accounting will bring this notice. Like I said that hospital have purchased some medicines which come to the expiry date and the wastage loss have been happened. So in accounting will not say as an expense to treat the customer. Okay. That is treatment of customer expense. No, it is not covered in the treatment of expense. But it will be said that it is the business loss happen on account of expiry date. So management can decide the necessary principles of trading. That now internally the hospital can decide that any medicines comes to the hospital issued by them from the supplier, they should verify the date of expiry. And any medicine should not be taken as or accept the delivery of the same if the expiry date is coming within the 6 months. So this is known as principles of date. So those principles are having certain social values. I give the example that when the healthcare sector is going to be used the expired date medicines, what is going to happen? Patient may face some problem. So it is against the social value. And when it comes to the principles of the social value, our Indian entrepreneur, keeping away the Tatas and Bina, except 3-4 big corporate of India, 4-5 big corporate of India, no one were expending the money on the corporate social responsibility. So it has provided a statutory framework that every organization should expend certain percentage of profit under the corporate social responsibility, and they should provide this information in their annually published report in a newspaper and everything. So this is what we talks about language of business. So language of business goes up to the statutory parameters. So accounting is basically coming to the some errors by Vishnuni. It's an art of recording. When we say the art, if you are Gujarati, you know that we Gujaratis write first Jama and then Udhai. It means first credit, then debit. But when we look towards the American system, which a commerce student have studied up to BCom or MCom like that, when left hand side coming to debit, right hand side is coming to credit. Okay? So left hand side Udhar, right hand side Jama. When you go to the Rajasthani sheets, they use a different type of the papers and they record the income and expense. When you and me go on traveling, we keep a small cheese, above it we write what amount we have taken and the expense is written. So it is the art of recording. Now there we classify it, means we group it according to the separate parameters. Like we can say traveling expense, then certain show tickets expense, then food expense, then lodging expense, that is hot and stay expense, and like that we classify it. So when we come to the back to the home, we know what are the different nature of expense have been happened, or doing the traveling also we can know what is that. So when we make a summation of each classification, it is known as summarizing. Then this summarizing is done in a significant manner. Like if we have given 1 or 2 rupees somewhere, or when we just had to be came back to the hotel at our own day journey and found that 5 rupees is a nest in our pocket, we may not be worried about it. Because we say that, okay, it may be somewhere we may have paid and we may not have recorded it. So it should be insignificant. But if it is 500 rupees, then you will ask your family member, no, tell me, there is 500 rupees shortage. Then everyone will try to say, हाँ यहाँ हमने 400 रुपया दिया हुआ था. So that is significant manner in terms of money happen. Then I already explained what is a transaction and events. I said all events can be considered as a transaction. See, so up to this level, up to the terms of money, you are not applying the principle number 4. Understand one thing very clearly. Principle number 4, that is the transaction should be ethical, legal and moral, is coming under the preparation of events. And based on that, we get the financial characteristics to be happen to us. So this is basically considered as the accounting is the art of recording, classifying, summarizing in a significant manner in terms of money, the transactions and events which are of financial character. That's what the definition of the accounting is coming. Now, objectives of the accounting. Number one, to get the decision makers for decision making. That's what I say. The hospital management, that is known as internal management, will decide that which should be the how to take the delivery of the medicines to be bought. The accounting information is going to be used by the investors to know whether they are getting the sufficient money or not. Okay, they will get the proper dividend or not. It is going to be used by the government officers, income tax department, etc. to know that whether the income tax have been issued by the government is up to the mark or not. Thus, the companies are using the money for the social responsibility or not. Those things are coming to the knowledge. Is going to be used by the employees of the company, whether to continue the job or to give our biodata to some another company and to find out the new job, because company is running into the losses. If you are going to join some company, then also the accounting will give you the information that how far the company is profitable. So accounting is provide the information to the various users, and it is known as a systematic recording of transactions. I said bookkeeping, that is keeping a small piece of paper in your pocket and you write the things. That is bookkeeping. Then you try to be characterize it, classify it according to the proper characteristics. It is journal. Then you make the summation of that and something that is known as treasure and time management, which is pure accountant do or the tally packet nowadays do it. It is not in our part, okay? Because we are only coming to the bookkeeping, and directly we are coming down to the manufacturing and P&L account, because this is the way what you people are supposed to know it. So ascertainment of the profit can be done by three ways. Understand the things. There is going to be the three type of the organizations are involved. Number one, manufacturer and trader. Number two, trader. Number three, service person, service provider. Manufacturing and trader. Arvind Limited manufacture the note and send it also in the market through the distributor or through their own shop or through wholesaler. So the Arvind Limited is known as a manufacturer and trader. The grocery shopkeeper, or when we say the Reliance Mall, which is basically buying the house use item, which is nearby Reliance Mall, nearby to every place in Ahmedabad, where they buy the different type of the product from the different manufacturer, and you and me as a customer is going and buying it. So they are pure trader. Or our grocery shopkeeper is a pure trader. Or there is going to be the service provider like me, who is providing a service as a financer of training to the employees and everything. Okay? So I'm in a service activities. So manufacturing provide, understand this very clearly, manufacturing provide the cost of goods manufactured or cost of goods produced, which goes to the trading. So trading for the manufacturer, it is cost of goods produced. For the trader, grocery shopkeeper, it is the cost of goods purchased. Then those goods, they are being sending it to the customer. So they get the sales revenue. So sales revenue is coming by selling of the goods or selling of the services. Category sales is coming by two way. Manufacturing may also be come by two way. So there is a direct expense have been tested out to the income happen. So it is given, so the trading account gives you gross profit. Then from this gross profit, general administrative expense, security expense, accountant expense, like all those office expenses have been paid, and that gives you that those items have been shown in the profit and loss account, and it is known as net profit earned by the firm. Now, every individual person would like to be know at the end of the day, at the end of the month, or at the end of the year, that what is my net worth? What is my worth? Okay. So that the asset minus asset is equal to liability plus capital. That is going to be happen. Now, how it happen? That we come in the second portion. You and me, every individual would like to know from where the money has come and where the money have been gone. So that is known as cash flow statement. Cash inflow and cash outflow. This is what I mentioned it. I think you are in a position to change the next slide. Functions of accounting. No? You are capable to see the new slide? No? Thank you. See, last time in your division A, it was not moving because of some problem. So today I started under the old version. Okay, some changes I have done in my software. Some mistake was happened by me, so I have made a change. So functions of accounting. One is coming the base of government regulation. So at the apex level, we are saying government regulations are important. We are working under the someone. Okay. And that is you are being working under the someone have made the Gautam to change himself into Gautam Buddha. Okay. So accounting is providing you the comparison, means comparing this month performance with last month performance. When I was working with Tata, we have the monthly PNN account system was there. Monthly vision publications were done for the management purpose, but where we give the comparison, what happened in the past, then we can say that if I'm giving the result of the October 21, then I'm supposed to say that what was happening in October 21. So that is known as a time series comparisons, and then is evaluating. So once you evaluate, you are in a position to know where something wrong being happened. So organization can take a proper decision making. Based on proper decision making, they can forecast. Now in the today newspaper and everywhere, people are saying that we are expecting this year Diwali is going to be better than the last year Diwali because the COVID came under the control. So that is known as forecasting. Then under the forecasting, they try to measure the venue. Then what may be the venue of the sand or something. Based on that, they decide the quantity of the medicines they have to purchase. Like anything. Doctors are knowing that Ahmedabad roadside and nowadays very nice shore. So orthopedic doctor is going to be make a more arrangement of the bed and everything. So this is the business purpose. So you can say accounting is also supporting for that way. Government regulations, comparison and evaluation, decision making, forecasting and measurements. Now, when we say the accounting is the process of concerned with summarizing, is one of the very important. Common nature of transaction, I say that when I'm taking to the next week, I will talk about 13 transactions only by my methodology. That everything covered under the 13 category. It may be honky monkey donkey, but the category will be remain same. So it is the process concerned with summarizing. This is known as language of business. Financial statement prepared in this process. So in this process, they will try to be prepared the financial statements. Like a profit and loss account, which is nowadays known as an income statement as per international guidelines, is supposed for the managerial decision making. Hence, separate of him, like a hospital can say, operation theatre charges, common ward charges, special room, category number 1, 2, 3, expenses occurred, then nursing expenses have been occurred. So those are known as the sub-heads. Based on that, the financial position is being ascertained. So each process concerned with summarizing language of business, financial statement prepared in this process, supporting for managerial decisions making. They have the 7 sub-themes and financial position is ascertained. Friends, in case if you are not in a position to write it, don't worry about it. In my website, I'm going to be put these things and you will be in a position to read it, okay? So don't worry about it. You can read it so many times. Till you move it, so 10 time course is completed. Then we comes to the micro level. You know, first thing is that we should decide macro level. Then we come to the micro level. Like as an individual also, you and me, you have decided at this moment that you want to say to make your career in the healthcare sector, administrative sides. Then you may have come across the different alternatives. Then you have choose the specific alternative. So bookkeeping is a micro level, smallest level, where the recording of the financial data have been done in the proper systematic way. Number 2, so is basically the business operations based for accounting. You know, as a healthcare sector, you can't say that in nowadays it is a service sector, social service sector. No, it's a business sector. So it's a base for accounting. Manner, they will record it significantly and orderly. When we say the order way means the transaction which is happen in morning 10 o'clock will be recorded earlier than the transaction happen at 11 o'clock is recorded. Like you also when you travel it, you may try to be recorded, come back to the hotel room and then try to say that okay, morning we have started here, then we have done this, and you go on writing the expense happen by. So it is known as significantly and orderly. But when you write it, you may not be writing the one you be paid to the some poor boy. There is more possibility. Okay, this is up to the individual, but normally we can say. So the end product is going to be financial statement. Do not form part of this process because preparation of the financial statement is the part of the accounting, and the accountancy is the overall procedure and parameters have been decided. So bookkeeping is the recording of financial data in a significant and orderly manner, but it does not result into the financial statements to be prepared. Now when we try to be saying financial statements, one is going to be income statement. Now as the international financial reporting standard has come, Government of India have also made necessary changes. Income statement is of 3 types. I already mentioned it. Manufacturing account give you the cost of goods produced by the Arvind Limited. Trading account may include the cost of goods produced and or the cost of goods purchased. And there is going to be the profit and loss account which take the general statement. And then there is going to be the balance sheet to be happen where we say asset, liability, capital, and the cash flow statement being going to be coming to existence. So this is what I did. Now, objectives of the bookkeeping to make the complete recording of transactions. Means completely you record the transactions. You ascertain the financial effect. like whether it was my income or whether it was my expense, whether cash have been paid by me or cash have not been paid by me. This is one of the very important thing I am coming, that when grocery shopkeeper have given the 10 kilogram of rice to your home at rupees 300, he will write in his books of account that the grocery shopkeeper that 300 rupees is receivable from you, and you will be recording in your books of account that 300 rupees to be paid by you to the grocery shopkeeper. Okay? So it's a process of recording the financial transactions. So when we say it's a process for accounting, so it is a base we accept for the accounting purpose. Bookkeeping does not have sub-fin. Sub-fins are coming in the accounting. Financial statement do not form part of bookkeeping. So objectives of the bookkeeping is complete recording of transaction, ascertainment of financial effect of firm, process with recording of financial transactions is a base for accounting, no sub-fin of bookkeeping, and financial and statement do not form part of that. Sub-fins of accounting. Here, if you try to be looks towards the right hand side, you will come across to the words. I start from the below name. This is very important, which is shown. इस चीज में मेरा थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम होता है ऑलवेज. Okay. See, one is coming to the financial accounting, which has to be record the transactions. So normally when we say then financial accounting is considered as a basic fundamental parameters by us. Then when the financial accounting being used for the management decision making, that is known as the managerial decision making. When we try to find out the cost of each statement given to the patient, it means there is a certain patient card is prepared. Or when we try to go to the automobile service sector, the automobile service sector person is keeping the record or asking you what type of the problem you have in your vehicle, and then he take the necessary points, count the value, and give the estimate to you. And then when you actually go there, Beans will give you the detailed description of the each type of the components have been used. Then it is known as the cost accounting. Then, as the government of India have understood since 6, 7 or 10 years, before 10 years ago, that good corporates are making the pollution and everything, but they are not fulfilling the social responsibility. So the government of India have introduced a corporate social responsibility. So as you know that the Nima circle in the Ahmedabad have been done before 15 years ago. Those people have accepted it as a social responsibility. But few organizations didn't accept. Now they are being about to accept it. And next coming up, or I can say the emerging out area in the accounting is the human resource accounting. It means that you value your employees and try to be recorded in the books of account. Till moment, there is no standard. I being developed. People are working, academicians in collaboration with the industrialists, working on the parameters on the human resource accounting, which is emerging area. Like I said, that when the company managing director expires, what may be the cost to the company? That is very important. So basis of the accounting are basically three types of the basis. We, normal businessmen, what I say, grocery shopkeeper will record 300 rupees as an income. He is not looking towards whether amount is received or not. So that is known as accrual. Accrual stands for accrued by you. Accrued means comes into existence. Right? Like you have employed the home servant. One day she worked or 2 days she worked and then she didn't come. But whenever she comes, we have to pay her the 2 days salary. So it is covered under the accrual basis. Second basis coming cash basis. You know, cash basis is a basis used by service person generally. Lawyers and practicing chartered accountants, and they are doing in that way. They are recording the income when cash is issued. They consider the expense as and when occurred. So now it's a mixture type of the things, and then hybrid base of accounting. So now we come to the one by one separate parameters, cash based accounting. On incomes considered as earned when HUNE issued. So if you went to the grocery shopkeeper and you have given him the 1,000 rupees advance that you supply following grocery item to my home, he will record the 1,000 rupees as an income. This is cash based accounting. All expense considered as an income when actually paid in cash. So he will consider today the 1,000 rupees income is happened, and tomorrow he may supply you the goods, then he consider it is an expense. So matching did not happen. You know, income earned at a different point, received at a different point, expense earned at a different point, and paid in different point. That is known as cash basis of accounting, where profit is equal to cash is greater than the cash expense, loss is equal to cash income is less than cash expense. Practical application of the cash-based accounting is done by individuals like doctors, lawyers, auditors, professional people, and small traders like a pan parlor person will be using the cash-based accounting. Okay, so this is what the cash-based accounting system tries to be moved. Then we comes to the Accrual or Mercantile Basis of Accounting, which is every businessman using it. All income is considered as earned when actually earned. It means that when you provide the goods and services, income is earned. Like say for example, previously I have taken one session. Assume that I am a mercantile person, okay? Not a professional category into that. Then, in such case, the moment I provide my services, it is considered as an earn. Now, cash may be received later on also. For my own book authored by me, I consider the income is earned when I receive the cash. If I receive the cash at the end of the year, then during the whole year, there is no income is earned. But once I get the knowledge that monthly how many quantities are being sold, then I will record it as a number of quantities sold. On expenses considered as income when actually occurred, I say our home servant irrespective whether paid cash or not. Profit is equal to total income greater than total expense. Expense loss means total income earned is lesser than the total expenses incurred. Then we try to say that accrual base of accounting. Practical applications followed everywhere. That's what I said on shopkeepers and everyone. It is basically indicating the true and fair view of state of accounting. And few position of the account organization. Hybrid or mixed based accounting, which is different type of things which are very any in use in practical life, where we say revenue accounted for on cash basis and expenses are accounted for on accrual basis and is not widely in use. And is fair. Now, when you use the hybrid or mixed base of accounting, is failed to measure the accurate income of the organization. With this, I am completing the portion number 1. My website address have been given on this website. This particular PPTs will be finished, and this is my email ID, and this you can study from my 3rd editions of the financial accounting too. With this, I am completing